Okay, welcome everybody to Edcamp OCLA. We are happy to be bringing this to you virtually. This is a combination effort between Orange County Q and QLA, and we are really excited about having everybody here and bringing everybody together. Again, you know, free professional development, a lot of really excellent people here. We'll be talking about the schedule and the structure of this in just a moment. So let's get a little bit to it, just so you know. We are the planning committee. We're not going to spend time reading through all of our names, but if you want to see our names, here they are. I'm one of the people on this list, and so are the other people on this list. Please take a look through this. You guys, people put in a lot of effort into making this happen and really worked hard for all of this for you and for all the teachers, and we're all you know, working hard together to make this happen. And so we are going to get things started, and I'm going to hand things off, and each person is going to share a little bit about what's happening today.
All right. Well, hey, welcome everyone. We are so humbled that you would join us. My name's Omar Shepard, on Twitter as Dr. STEM, and I'm looking forward to a wonderful day today. I want to make sure that you tag us on Twitter. Be sure to go ahead and take a look at using the hashtag Edcamp OCLA, as well as be sure to tag at Q Los Angeles and at OCQ. You can check out the website listed right there on the page. Say, as you're going through the day, you find you have a challenge, go ahead and take a look at slide number 1. You'll be able to hit either Mr. Flores or myself or Mr. Warner in the DM on Twitter, and we'll be able to help you with that. And we're looking forward to an exciting day. All right now.
Well, hi, I'm Andrea Earle from Orange County Q, and we want to thank you for being here today. And we have some amazing sponsors that have helped us bring you some really cool prizes to kind of give you a little thank you for spending your couple days with us. On Saturday, we're going to be giving away an OCLA cam from OCLA Labs. We have a free a registration for Fall Q. And then we have some other cool prizes, including a computer stand, cooling fan, and headset. On Sunday, we have some additional prizes for you. We have another Fall Q registration. We have another dot cam, and just some other fun stuff. So make sure that you fill out, a curved screen monitor. Ooh, everybody needs that for your at-home teaching. So make sure that you fill out the forms at the end of the day, today on Saturday, and tomorrow at the end of the day, Sunday.
Hi, I'm Myra Deister, and I am on the OCQ board. Please check your email for the link to the complete schedule. You see the schedule up here, but the complete schedule was sent to you via your email, and remember not to share or post the links.
Okay, I'm Angela Barnett. I'm also on the Orange County Q board. And tomorrow, Sunday, is our official Edcamp. And for those of you who have attended before, you know that it is very informal and the sessions are run by the participants. So you will look at the session boards that we post for tomorrow, and you're going to choose one that will interest you. Please, you will feel free to move from one session to another. And then the point is to enjoy conversations and collaborations among one another. And again, please fill out the end of day survey to share your voice on which topic that you would like covered tomorrow on Sunday.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Olson. I'm an OCQ board member, and we hope that you can join us this afternoon for our social hour from 4 to 5, hosted by the great Scott Petrie. Bring your favorite beverage and join us for fun and games and some good dialogue.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kristen Oropesa. I work with Q Los Angeles. I'm on the board of directors. I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming our keynote speaker for this morning. Joe Marquez recently came on board as Q's Director of Academic Innovation. He spent years as a science educator, instructional technology coach, and then a K-12 educational strategist in the EdTech field. I'm going to let Joe take it away.
Thank you so much. I'm just so completely honored to be here today because Kristen, especially you, how much I love Q. And to all of you in the audience and participating today, if this is your first introduction to a Q event, to an Orange County Q event, to a QLA event, welcome to the Q family. Q is here for all educators to enhance instruction and create engagement in the classroom. And I'm so honored to be able to share with you today. I want to talk a little bit about today about the times that we're in, right? I mean, I want us all to think about what fall means to everybody. Okay, I mean, even before this year, when everybody was thinking, "Oh no, fall is coming. What are we going to do?" What we always love about fall is the unknown. We love the fact that every year as a teacher, we have an unknown number of students, an unknown type of students entering our classroom, not knowing how we're going to engage, not knowing how we're going to connect with them, but we know we're going to do it. We know that we're going to spend the time, we're going to put in the work to make that educational experience for our students beneficial and engaging and important to them. There is no difference between then and now. The only difference is that instead of being in a classroom, you're in a class Zoom. That is absolutely it. But there is one thing that you are probably feeling, and that's uncomfortable. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. I think being uncomfortable is like that sprinkle dust that gets spread across all of our learning and teaching, because the uncomfortable is what makes us stretch ourselves. Think about every year that we teach. It's not the students that get A's that we are most proud of, even though we are proud of them. It's those students that started off with a lower grade, and because we put the time in, because we found out how to reach them, because we found out how we can educate them better, their grades were raised. And that time is what makes us a better teacher. That time is uncomfortable to us in the moment, but that is the most important time that we can reflect upon. Being uncomfortable is what makes us a better educator. So I'm telling you all right now, if being uncomfortable is what makes us better, we are all going to be great by the end of this year. And we should be super, super excited about that. Now, I always say that the enemy of innovation is monotony. Right? Monotony is doing the same thing over and over and over again without changing. And if we don't change, we don't grow. If we don't grow, we don't innovate. The enemy of innovation is monotony. But the catalyst of monotony is being comfortable. Being comfortable is a dangerous feeling in the classroom. And there's a difference between being comfortable and being confident. Being comfortable is, I did this last year, I'm going to do it again and again and again. And 5 years goes by and we haven't made any changes. That is being comfortable. That is monotony. And that is the enemy of growth and innovation. And what creates this comfortability? Well, I say it's Titwadi that creates it. And if you've never heard of Titwadi, it's when a teacher says, well, that's the way we've always done it, right? Have you ever heard a teacher say that? Hey, don't do it that way. This is the way we've always done it. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. This is the way we've always done it. Or you have a brand new teacher that you know they have a lot of work ahead of them. You give them your entire binder and say, don't worry about redoing anything. I have everything created. Just do this. And that may come from a place of comfort and love, but that can create monotonous behavior. That can prevent innovation. Now, why do we get into this monotonous behavior? And once again, it is not because we are trying to stymie growth. It is absolutely not the case. We get into a monotonous, uncomfortable behavior because we want people to not feel stressed. We want to protect them from what we deem as a bad path. That's what a lot of times that creates this. And I want to tell you a story that actually happened. This is back in the 50s. They were doing experiments on animals. They were trying to test behaviors. And what they did is they created this enclosure of monkeys, and they put these monkeys in the enclosure. And in the enclosure, it was a glass enclosure so the scientists can see in. And there was a ladder, and at the top of the ladder was bananas, because we all know that monkeys love bananas, right? I mean, that's a given. And what happened was this. The monkeys would climb up the ladder, of course, to get the bananas. But as soon as they got to the top, the scientists sprayed them with water, and the monkey scurried right back down. But undeterred, they said, I'm going to climb the ladder and get that banana. But again, they were sprayed by the water. And what happened is over time, the monkeys stopped trying. They didn't want to get sprayed. And then they removed one of the monkeys and brought a brand new monkey in. So 2 monkeys were sitting in the corner. They knew what was going to happen. And so the new monkey says, you know what? I'm going to try and climb that ladder. And when the monkey went up to climb the ladder, before he can even reach the top, out of love and out of protection, the other 2 grabbed him and said, don't even try it. Don't even do that. We know, we tried this before. It doesn't work. You're just going to feel pain or pressure or something bad. Eventually, every single monkey who'd ever seen the water was removed. And the monkeys that were left, even though they'd never seen the water, even though they never knew what was going to happen, even though they saw the ladder and the bananas, they stopped trying. The reason is because they didn't remember why they don't do it, but this is the way we've always done it. And we're comfortable, and we get fed another way, so we're okay. We're not even going to try. This is what I think happens to us in education, is to being protected by our veteran teachers sometimes puts us in a place of not going after the bananas. And to me, that is bananas. It's bananas because it prevents our educators from pushing the boundaries and showing us something new. That's the thing. Our educators coming up from a different time and a different mindset and a different experience, those are the educators that can teach us. Right? That reverse mentoring is incredibly important in education. But here's the thing. That's not the hard thing for for our veteran educators to think of. They see these new educators coming and see them doing new things, and they don't think that it's completely different. It's not hard for them to embrace these new ideas. What's hard for them is forget the old way of doing things. Case in point, if you're using a Google form just to replace a multiple choice test, that's not innovating. That's just replacing. If you're using GoFormative to use as a virtual worksheet instead of just handing out a printed worksheet, that's not innovating. That's just doing the same thing the old way. The hardest thing is not embracing new ideas and new ways. The hardest thing is letting go of our old ways. And that is what's happening today. What's happening today is that our teachers see this way of presenting to their students, this way of presenting in a Zoom, and they're trying to put a face-to-face component over our virtual component. And sometimes that can hamper us a little bit. We need to embrace the educators pushing the boundaries, pushing the ways to do things in a different way, and embrace new ways of doing things and let go of the old ways that we do things. And I want to tell you this, and it really hurt my heart. The other day, one of my really good friends, a really great Q member, said that he felt just deflated because his administrator came in and told him, hey, you need to stop making your own content because it's so good, it's making the other teachers feel bad. Can you believe that? Somebody was told to stop innovating and stop being important to their kids because it is making the other teachers feel bad. Now that makes me feel bad. We need to stop that. We need to push the boundaries. We need to go after the bananas, even when others tell us not to. Heck, knock that ladder over and invent something else to get up there then. But figure it out, because we need to get there, and we need to get there together. I've always said that teaching is a collaborative sport, and if we are doing it alone, we are doing it wrong. If we are not following people who are doing innovative things, we are not following the right people. We need to bring people along. And I'll tell you, Q did that for me. And I'm not saying that because I now work for Q. I'm telling you this, Q pulled me out of a pit. Q pulled me out of despair. I once thought that I was the weird one. I once thought that I was the one doing things wrong. Q showed me that's not the case. And that, you know what? There's a lot of weird and crazy people out there. And I love being weird and crazy because I get to be weird and crazy with each and every one of you. And that's a beautiful thing. People used to call me crazy. I say right now, let's get crazy. That's going to be a t-shirt we're going to make. Let's get crazy, people. Because if crazy is what we're doing, then we're doing the right thing day in and day out. But what can create this despair? What can create this, hey, I don't want you to do new things? What can create this? Or what creates the anxiety and anxiousness of our teachers teaching in this virtual environment? And I'll tell you right now, it comes down to some basic emotions of human behavior, and that is fear. Being uncomfortable is fearful. Being uncomfortable can lead to regrets, and our brain does not like to have to make a choice that we may later regret. If you are in doubt of that, imagine yourself. What is easier, walking into an ice cream shop that has chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, or walking into a Baskin Robbins? Right? Your brain goes nuts going, oh my gosh, 31 flavors to choose from. But you get something, pistachio, and you always go, oh, I should have got the Rocky Road. Right? Your brain always says, I made the wrong decision. That's because we don't like uncomfortable decisions. We don't like to make those choices. And why is that? Well, I've asked teachers all across the United States, not just during this time, but when I was trying to showcase technology and education, and I go, why are you fearful? And one teacher said, I'm just fearful of change. Change happens so much and technology changes so fast. I'm just fearful that I'm not going to be able to keep up. I'm fearful of change. I'm fearful of technology. I've had a teacher say, I still have a flip phone. And you want me to do a flip grid? You're nuts. Fearful of that technology. Fearful of the unknown. I don't know how to use this stuff. I don't know if it's going to work. I know this stuff works. I've been doing it for 10 years. I know this works. What if I do this and my test scores drop? Fearful of losing relevance. And this is key. I had a teacher tell me once, look, I used to be the teacher everybody came to for advice. I don't know anything about integrating technology. And now I'm not that person. I'm losing relevance on my campus. Fearful of becoming obsolete. I'm no longer that teacher, or my students are focusing more on the tool than me. I'll tell you, people, you are the biggest tool in your classroom. Trust me, that's what your students think. Trust me, okay? And then finally, there's one fact that we need to take away from all of this. There's one fact that should remove all of your fear. You are an amazing human being who can connect with your students on an emotional and personal level. No machine can do that, at least not yet, right? No machine can do that. That should remove all of your fear. You will never be replaced. You are irreplaceable, and you should be empowered by that single fact. You will never be irrelevant to your students. But notice I have a caveat there. And that caveat is you have to remain relevant to your students. If you are holding out on innovation, if you are holding out on moving forward, if you are holding out on using tools students are using in their daily lives, you are becoming irrelevant to them. And it's not the tool that's making you irrelevant, it's you not moving forward. If you remain relevant, you will never be overshadowed. You need to do that. We need to ditch that fear. And when your moment comes, which is right now, everybody's moment is right now. Everybody's first year of teaching is right now. When your moment comes to make a difference, when your moment comes to be better, when your moment comes to change, you can either be paralyzed by what you deem as your weaknesses or be empowered by what you know as your strengths. Listen to me, you do not have to be the best technology integrator on your campus. You could be the best content creator. Join forces with that techie person. Join forces with that veteran teacher. Join forces with that new teacher. You're not here to do it alone. And we should be empowered by our strengths of collaboration, everybody. Collaborating now is more important than ever. Now, I want to tell you this real quick, and I'm not, saying this to tell you a verse out of the Bible, but it's a great story. And this is where Jesus was walking out on the water. Here's the reason for the story. He's walking on the water, and the people in the boat, his disciples, go, "What are you doing? How are you doing that?" And he basically looks back and says, "I'm not doing anything that you can't do. If I can do it, you can do it too. You just have to try. You just have to believe." And they get out and they start walking. But guess what? The moment they doubt themselves, the moment they let all of the outside interferences get into their heads, they fall through that water. And then they are told, "Why did you doubt yourself? You saw that you were doing it. You saw that you could do it. Why do you doubt yourself?" The moral of the story is this: even if you don't think you can do it, you know there's someone on your campus that can. Follow them. Follow their lead. Hold their hand, and they will not let you fall. They will not let you doubt yourself. Those are the people you need to follow in real life and on social media. The people who will push you and show you new things that will not let you fall. One of my favorite phrases is walk with the wise and become wise. But the biggest thing here is everybody's definition of wise is something different. My definition of wise is a teacher who tries. That's it. A great teacher is not a perfect teacher. A great teacher is just someone who tries new things. That is it. Follow those teachers. To me, that's who is wise. So what is your definition of wise, and who are you following? And right now, because a lot of us are teaching from home or teaching in an empty classroom, we feel more alone than ever. But guess what? We are more connected than ever. I choose to feel more connected and not less connected. Because you are never alone in education, because teaching is a collaborative sport. And we are here to lift each other up. Lift each other up is what we are here to do. I call that tamasha. Everything I talked about is called tamasha. And tamasha is an Indian word that means fun, exciting, important, and uncertainty all rolled into one. Tamasha is an experience. If you don't know what tamasha is, imagine your first year teaching. Right before that bell rang, when you have your very first classroom with those empty seats and your students are outside ready to come in. You're excited because you worked so hard to do it. It's fun because you have things planned. It's important because you're going to change the world, but it's uncertain because you don't know if you're ready, but that's okay. Because you're in that room ready to make that difference. That excitement and uncertainty is tamasha. We need to embody tamasha. And the last thing I want to say to all the participants here is this. You're going to be exposed to a lot of different things today. And again, our brains do not like to be bombarded by a lot of things at once, but we are going to. And we need to approach today like whack-a-mole. And I'm going to quickly tell you this story as I end. When I was a younger kid, 5 years old, 6 years old, my grandpa took me to a local amusement park called Blackbeard's Family Fun Center in Fresno, California. He gave me a quarter and said, "Go play any game that you want." And I said, "I want to play that game with the big mallet." He goes, "Why?" "Because I want to hit something." I was a boy, right? I wanted to hit something. And so he gives me a quarter, and the game starts, and the music starts playing, a mole pops up, I swing as hard as I can, and I miss it. And then I missed the next one, and I missed the next one, and I missed the next one. And by the end, I missed every single one, and I was so frustrated. My grandpa said, "Why are you so frustrated?" I go, Did you see how hard I worked? And I didn't get any tickets. He goes, "Here's another quarter. Just go after one." I go, "But if I just go after one, I'm going to miss out on all the rest." He goes, "How many did you get when you went after all of them?" Just go after one. And I took that whack-a-mole and I hit that one, and I won 5 tickets. I missed all the rest, but I hit that one every time. And he said to me, "Here's another quarter. Go after 2. Here's another quarter. Go after 3. He said, the moment you go after too many and you win less tickets, you've overextended yourself. Don't overextend yourself, but don't prevent yourself from learning something new. Don't prevent yourself from getting something from your efforts. After today, go find your mall and whack it. And when you become good at that, find your next one and then your next one. Do not be overwhelmed by the choices. You make your choice and get good at that. Find your mall and get good at that one mall. Because anything is possible. But it always seems impossible until it's done. It always does. But I'll tell you, growing up, teachers were my superheroes. And I get to work with my superheroes, my heroes, every day. And guess what the best superhero team is? The Avengers. And no one Avenger is better than anybody else. And no one Avenger has the same talents as the rest. Alone, they could not have beat Thanos. Alone, they could not have won the Battle of New York. But together, they did. So I tell you today, Avengers, assemble. Battle together. Because we can't do it alone. We can only do it together. I appreciate you allowing me to spend your Saturday morning with you today. And I am envious about all the amazing things you're going to be exposed to today and all the amazing speakers who I consider some of my most and closest friends. But I want to give my biggest heartfelt thank you to OCQ and QLA for inviting me here today so I can spend the day with my friends and heroes, because I am just so excited to get to do what I get to do on a daily basis. And it's because of you that I'm excited. So thank you so much and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful event. Thank you.
Wow. Got me ready to run through a wall for you there, Joe. We're ready. We're all juiced up and ready to go. This is where we're going to go into our sessions, and I'm all fired up to not be afraid to fail, fired up to share, fired up to learn one thing and whack that one mole. Just looking for that one thing to take away from today. So thank you so much, Joe. That got us all fired up. And don't be afraid to share everything, everyone, in the chat, in your groups. Open a dialogue. We are better together, right? That's that whole thing. That whole hashtag is not just for a hashtag. It's because we're all better together and Avengers unite, right? In a Star Trek-y way. We're going to do that today. Okay, so we've got about 10 minutes to get to our rooms and all that. Fired up, man. Thank you so much, Joe. That was awesome. So your links to your rooms will be in your invite from Eventbrite, and it's also going to be in the chat here right now. Give us some time to get organized in those rooms, and we'll open you up. Just be patient in the waiting rooms. Great day ahead. Great day of learning.